Brad Cesmat has been a staple in the sports community, and we are happy to have him join the CW7 Arizona with his new show on Fridays. How are you, buddy?
It is good to be here. It is good to be on the right side of the grass. We only get so many breaths in life. You and I have shared a lot of those breaths in life, Brad. So it's the Brad and Brad show. I'll just try to stay out of the way.
No, please. It's all about you. Because, I mean, we met, gosh, you know, it's been over 25 years.
I had hair.
Yeah, and you know what? Mine was not as gray, so there you go. But you have been covering sports, I mean, all your life here in the Valley especially, and that's why you're excited to have this show that is geared towards the Valley college football, you know, and geared to what's happening here in the community, which we don't see much anymore, especially with streaming and different things.
Well, what I saw through the years, whether it was over at KTAR or whether it was you and I working together over at 3, or whether it's just being around the Valley through the years, Brad. When I walked out and started my own venture in 2011, 13 years ago yesterday, and I would never, ever stop. I would never stop. And it's nothing about anything more than just doing total college football. You know, Mike Yam's sitting there doing the show, and here's the voice of CW college football. He joined me on the show the other day, the opening one, and I'm excited to bring that side of it, the national flavor, as well as you said, have a local twist to it. Now think about it. We have the Fiesta Bowl. We have the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Arizona State's 3-0. U of A's 2-1. NAU has a new first-year head coach. The storylines don't stop. Then you have the high school recruiting. There's the high school football game of the week here on CW. Our show comes on Friday night after Bill Belichick and Inside the NFL. Brad, 93 of the top 100 shows last year were NFL related. So if I have Bill Belichick leading in, I'm winning. I'm winning. And then on the weekends, you've got college games and the NASCAR Xfinity Series. You've got Live Golf over here. So CW is doing a lot of sports, and I looked around and said, why not?
Yeah. Well, it's good to have you here at this home because, again, you are one of the people in the Valley people look to for sports. They did it for the years. Now you do it with the show here. So what are we going to expect with the show Friday night?
So it's a show that every week, this week, because of the Xfinity race, we're not on this week, but every Friday night, what you're going to get is, it's not brain surgery, it's sports. Okay, let's have a little bit of fun here, right? We're not splitting atoms. It's a Friday night. You want to get ready for the weekend, but I do want to get my knuckles bloodied a little bit. I want to roll up my sleeves a little bit, Brad, because the stuff that you see in this day and age in college sports, like players being paid, how does that work?
Yeah.
Name, image, likeness, how does that work? When's it going to start happening in high school? Pretty soon. When's it going to be where a high school daddy baller is going to say, my kid, the star quarterback who's a sophomore in high school, I'm going to go buy some offensive linemen and bring them over to a high school. It's already happening in college.
Wow.
So let's go address these types of issues. And I think people love the business side of sports. Yeah, you're going to root for your team, but guess what? If Arizona State stinks because they've been in trouble with the NCAA, we're not going to sit here and say, pitchforks up, go Devils. We're going to explain why. And then when they're 3-0, you jump up and down. When things are good, they're good. When things are bad, they're bad. Not that hard in our industry, but sometimes we make it really hard. Sometimes you're like, wait a minute, ASU has won like 4 games each of the last 6 years. They're not good. Why are we making it turn out to be like they're the greatest ever? Fans are smarter than that.
So, you know what I'm loving right now, Brad, is that you are still as passionate about talking sports, you know, all these years where some guys are like, yep, it's my paycheck, whatever. This is not your paycheck. This is what you're passionate you feel, isn't it?
It's what I do, Brad.
Yeah.
You know, it's as I said to you earlier, you only get so many breaths.
Yeah.
And so my platform, you know, I opened my own website, my own storefront at sports360az.com 13 years ago yesterday. The whole deal is change life will change a life. If you can tell a story that changes a life, and you know this is a storyteller, that's what we are here. I mean, we're sitting here hanging out, chopping it up. He's a storyteller. I'm a storyteller. It's what we do, you know? So if you can change a life through your platforms, if you can have people lean in a little bit closer and say, gee, I wonder if they're going to go down the rabbit hole on why the Diamondbacks stink right now. They stink right now. They're not good.
All right. All right. Save it for the show, and you have to check it out. And that's, again, it's the big game show on CW7 Friday nights. It's the name of it is?
Brad Cesmat, Total College Football Television. Total college football,
There it
Friday
is.
nights at 9.
You want more information, you head over to the CW7AZ.com. And speaking of college football, don't forget we have the CW Football Saturday monster doubleheader for you.
Wow.
Starting with Texas Showdown with TCU taking on SMU, followed by Purdue and Oregon State. The action starts at 2 p.m. here on the CW7 Arizona.